Okay, guess this is the go home show. Go home show for Raw tonight. The go home show before WrestleMania this weekend. Wow. There's a lot to say about this show. Well, to an extent, there's a lot, but there isn't at the same time. But I will say we saw some great promos, and it did somewhat feel really good for a go-home show before this weekend, before we get into WrestleMania. Now, I'm going to explain a couple things near the end of this video to how I'm even going to review WrestleMania, and just, a couple notes from here and there to how some of these matches, because we know a lot of these matches have changed, and this is a very long card for Saturday. Okay, this is a very, not Saturday, but Saturday, Sunday, but just WrestleMania in general. This is a very long card. That's why it's in 2 days, but I have a lot to say because a lot of these matches have now changed up to this point. And I said some of this on Friday to who is still in WrestleMania or who is backed out of WrestleMania right now, which is understandable. It's, especially, Roman. And I just want to say real quick, I did see his response video, which, like I said before on my SmackDown review, you can't really blame him and everything. The guy has a pre-existing health condition. We all know about the leukemia, compromised immune system. And, like he said in the video, you don't know who lives with him, who's at his house, why he's done this. He just, it's his, like I said, it's his decision, but I'm sure a lot of these guys have, especially important decisions, why they backed out. And, he's one of them, so you can't really blame him. Like I said, guys had leukemia. He can't take that chance. That's basically a walking target on his back then at that point. So I don't know what's going to still happen with that title match with Goldberg or who he's going to be replaced by, but, like I said, I saw the video, and you can't really blame him, and that's just gonna have to look at it. Guys had leukemia, he can't take no chances. That shit, he gets that shit, that's basically fatal for him. Okay, so he's got to back out. And especially other people that don't feel comfortable doing this too, or in quarantine or whatever right now, but. We'll explain more about the card in a second. Like I said, a lot of these matches aren't even going to be happening or whatever. I don't know what plan they came up with since some of these matches aren't happening and have been changed now at the last second. I know Raw is taped, so they probably said one change on this show. I know they still played some of the graphics, with the same matches that are still happening, but there was one that was actually changed tonight. So we're probably not going to find out until what happens at WrestleMania to how they even put this out. But, we'll see what happens from that. But Monday Night Raw tonight, once again, then again, you can't really go anywhere else right now. Performance Center. And I don't know how long that's about to be. Like I said, this show is taped. We kicked it off with a video package from AJ Styles talking about The Undertaker for the past few weeks. But then we actually went to a promo from The Undertaker, though. And not in his hat, not in his coat, with his bandana on, with a coat on. And he was just he was talking regular this time. I want to talk about people's real names. Let's talk about you, AJ Styles, or Alan, he should say. And he said, he's got a big mouth for a small guy. And he said Styles thought he could get under his skin by dropping all these pipe bombs under him. And, he has gotten under his skin. And that Styles was content on being a big fish in a small pond in his career, but he didn't have what it took to be, in the best this business had to offer. And he talked, and Taker started naming several people from Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle. Well, AJ Styles has faced Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Booker T. Just several Attitude Era or Ruthless Aggression Era guys, but several top names, he said. And he says, the phenomenal one, my ass. And you waited all till they were gone, but I'm still here. And Taker pretty much told AJ that decisions you make, you can't come back from. That you want to talk about my wife. And, he says, you're just mad because, the Styles Clash, the Faith Breaker, Michelle McCool form it, it got more over than the Styles Clash could ever. And people talked about that. And he says, you want to go against me at WrestleMania? Try me. I'll make you famous. So I remember that line. And Undertaker went on to pretty much Styles. He hopes he brings those two ass clowns with him, Gallows and Anderson, because he's going to feel pain. He's going to get hurt. He's going to suffer. He's going to bring the Holy Trinity to WrestleMania. And he will rest in peace. And then they kind of panned the camera back and had a tombstone with AJ Styles' name on it. So I would say this promo was great. This is a very badass Undertaker promo, by the way. And I sat there and I said, this is not the regular dead man. This is more of a big evil American badass Taker we got right here. So I enjoyed this promo. This is like one of the best things to kick off the show, I thought, with this Undertaker promo. I'm like, okay, here we go. Calling him an Allen. We're taking shots just like AJ did. We got to do that little work shoot, somewhat break kayfabe thing right now. So we're taking shoots and stuff, and Undertaker's now doing it back also. So, oh, yeah, you want to go by my real name? Let's talk about you, Allen, and everything. And I thought the Styles clash and the Faith Breaker thing was kind of a good shot. Even we all know Styles Clash is better, but that was actually a good shot by Taker. And that "I'll make you famous" line, I'm like, I remember that line, Big Evil. So I do believe at WrestleMania we will see Big Evil. I would love it if he comes out the Rollin' or the Big Evil song. I would love that, but then again, I don't think it's gonna be a WrestleMania, not WrestleMania. I don't think it's gonna be a motorcycle or anything coming down there and stuff, but I do believe at this point we do have the Big Evil American badass Undertaker back right now. So I really did enjoy this promo, and I thought it was great. They had Becky Lynch come in her giant semi-truck again, which I think that was supposed to be part of her entrance, but then she talked about her entrance then. When she came out then from her entrance, she pretty much the stage pretty much talking about her match from last year's WrestleMania, which they played the entire match from WrestleMania last year, and that's when I went to go do something else, okay? So I did not sit and watch this match again, because honestly, and I could go back to my review of WrestleMania last year. You can go back and look. That's basically everything you can explain to talk about this match, and I just remember this match being very botchy, very long. At this point, I think I was just spent at that time. I know it was the main event of WrestleMania last year. Honestly, the true main event was Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. That was always the true main event to WrestleMania to me, because after that, that's where the show basically fell off from that point, at the Kofi and Daniel Bryan. And what was it? I remember being almost like 11 something at night, and I was just wanting this match to end, and it was just very botchy. It just wasn't very good. It was long, and I was surprised they actually played. I went back to look at the end, and they actually played the botch finish where, Ronda's arms were down, where her shoulders weren't on the mat, but they actually played that whole finish. So they did that whole thing. So I didn't really go look at this match. I was actually just went back and played some PlayStation during this time, because I'm not about to watch the main event of WrestleMania last year, and wasn't really that good, honestly. Yeah, I said before it wasn't that good. Even if you look at it now, it wasn't really that good. I said it the first time, I just thought it went too long, and it was just very botchy. And don't believe me, go look at my WrestleMania 35 review. Go look at my WrestleMania 35 review and the ending, and it's basically everything I'm kind of saying right now. You can go back and look at it from there, and it'll give you probably a better detailed version than what I can go off my head right now. But that's basically what I remember saying about that main event of WrestleMania. So there you go. But I guess Becky Lynch was standing there for the past 40 minutes after this whole match played, and said it's the first time she's watched that match back. And she says a lot of people tried to take her title from her since then, and that Baszler's a killer who wiped out an entire division and wants to destroy her by taking the title from her. But Becky pretty much says, she's right, but she doesn't know if she's not the champion. And Becky pretty much went on to say that Baszler will come fighting. She's a cage fighter and come with emotion, like everything else, just like her old pal Rousey couldn't do. See if she could finish the job. And that Baszler could steal Rousey's spotlight, but it could be the other way around for once. And that she could lose, and you'll just go back into Ronda's shadow. And she pretty much said that Baszler talked about being destroyed by a potential loss, and questioned whether if she's either talking about Becky or yourself right there. Next you know, Baszler shows up like Jaws, puts her in a careful clutch, slams her head on the table, and holds up the title belt and throws it back at Becky then. So, great promo from Becky, I will say that, talking about Baszler. And Baszler pretty much attacked from behind was good too. Now, I could question that with Baszler standing tall in the go-home show before WrestleMania. Could she lose this Saturday or Sunday or whatever this match is happening? I don't know, but I still think Becky's losing that title come WrestleMania. I do believe that. But a very good promo by Becky. Aleister Black went against Jason K. Aleister Black wins. That's, 3 squash matches in 3 weeks now? So, boom, there you go. I don't know if he's still facing Bobby Lashley or not. Because I think, like I said, I read reports that Lashley was out of WrestleMania, so I don't know what's going on with Aleister Black right now. And then again, I never even knew why he was even facing Bobby Lashley to begin with. They just say he was facing Bobby Lashley for whatever reason. I have zero clue. Okay, they just made this matchup like, a week or 2 ago at the last freaking minute. And now I believe Lashley backed out, so I don't even know what's going on. Alright, I don't know who Aleister Black is facing, or if they've done anything about it. They keep saying he's facing Bobby Lashley, but they said Lashley wasn't even there, or he's not even able to do this. So I don't know what's going on with that. Street Profits came out, and Kevin Owens. They were about to go against Garza, Almas, and Seth Rollins, but Garza and Zelina Vega came out. Vega said that Almas has suffered a rib injury. We all know Almas got hurt last week during that tag team match, so he's not even going to be able to compete at WrestleMania. So who do they bring out? They bring out Austin Theory to tag with Garza. So, and they pretty much said that it will be Theory and Garza versus the Street Profits at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. I will say it's about not Garza, but I'll say it's about Austin Theory. They must really like this guy, and I don't think Theory's bad or anything. I know he looks like a creative player wrestler from a 2K video game, and I haven't seen much of him on NXT, but they must believe in him or something if they brought him up to Raw this fast and to compete at WrestleMania very fast, okay? So they must believe in him or something, so I know they like this guy. But then again, they can only work with a handful of people right now for WrestleMania, so I guess they're giving him a shot. But this 6-man was not bad. Actually, pretty good 6-man tag between Street Profits and Owens versus Seth Garza and Theory. The thing I could take away from this match is that Montez Ford nearly killed himself, jumping out, doing that big dive to the outside of the ring, and hitting the entire metal part. Misses Theory on the dive, hits the entire metal part on the entranceway, and I swear he could have injured or killed himself right there. That looked brutal, especially even replaying it back. But Owens ended up getting a stunner on Garza and winning the match, and then Seth Rollins came in and hit him with the curb stomp. Kevin Owens was still sitting in the ring, had a microphone in his hand then, pretty much talking about Seth and what he said last week, and talk about the Performance Center being built off of his back. And Owens pretty much said, you always heard otherwise, that when Rollins came to the Performance Center or the building or the warehouse in Tampa, that this place was built in spite of him. And he said that Rollins was a nightmare to deal with, and he thought he knew everything, and he was better than everyone else. But Owens said that Rollins has proven to everyone that he's an arrogant dipshit. And he pretty much said that he's well aware of his own past. And, it's different between both of them, but that Rollins is that he's not delusional. Owens pretty much said that Rollins claimed that he's a god when it comes to WrestleMania, or Owens has had nothing but disappointment. And Owens said those words stayed with him last week. And he's pretty much talked about he's been Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, several accolades. And that he was Universal Champion before Seth. And pretty much Owens said that he didn't accomplish all on his own because, he had somebody watching his back, or Seth did anything he could to get the title or to where he was right now. And Owens done the same thing. It's been true for Rollins, so they both basically done the same thing, and everybody knows his past also. And, they had some backup, or, they just did some underhanded tactic to get what they want. But Owens pretty much said that Rollins needs to be honest with himself And that the only thing he said last week that made sense was that the past is no longer going to matter when he arrived in WWE. And no one's pretty much said that when they meet at WrestleMania this Saturday, so their match will be on this Saturday, that their past will not matter. That at WrestleMania, he pretty much got that it's only going to be one-on-one, and he's going to prove that Rollins not a messiah or a god, and he's going to take his WrestleMania moment from him, and Saturday he is going to be the one to burn it down. So another great promo from Kevin Owens. Very great. Enjoyed it. So, like I said, like one thing to say about this show on Monday Night Raw is that everybody nearly cut a great promo out there. The promos have been great for the past few weeks. That's mostly the highest take I can take away from these empty shows from either Raw or SmackDown is the promo work. Because then we got Edge, who was sitting somewhere in the back, talking about Randy, and because he was in some dark room in the back, and he talked about Orton. Pretty much said that Adam Copeland, you call Adam Copeland a junkie for Edge. And he says you're probably right, but it's not an ego thing. He says that we're all junkies when our music hits and we get that connect to the audience. Okay, everyone's a junkie around here. And Edge talked about how he sat in 11th row in WrestleMania in Toronto for Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and he says he knew them and he's not a junkie. And it's just taking up space. Edge pretty much talked about Orton that we have very different definitions in the words for grit. And Orton's grit is that he's been handpicked from Evolution, and that's because of his family name is what he's rode off on for the past 20 years, coasting basically. And Edge pretty much said that his definition of grit is the type of man who will reach down into a hole and pull something up that doesn't deserve, and he refused it. He refused to be in Evolution because he didn't want to be a lackey. And pretty much he talked about Orton that every day for 9 years is actually wanted to return. And he says that Orton was good 9 years ago. What has he really done then until now? What has he done in the past 9 years? And he's just mistaken about Orton that, he's just jealous, but he's jealous of Edge's passion, basically. And the only time when he was around is that when Randy Orton was really interested in the past 9 years. And everybody wants to talk about, the best Orton is and the best Orton was, but when's he done that, huh? When is the last time Orton's really done anything that great? And he said that, Orton is a junkie, and for the way that makes him feel, and, he wants to say that voices are in his head, that he's made a horrible mistake, that you attacked his wife. You pretty much mentioned his daughter's names, and now you pulled me back in. Edge basically said that Orton's pulled him back in, and he spoke about pretty much putting him to a flaming table and grabbing a torch and taking him out, and he's going to pretty much dig Orton into a hole that he will never come out, because he's going to push him so far into the hole, he'll never make it back. So another great promo from Edge, as usual. So basically the best built thing on WrestleMania is Edge and Randy Orton. I'm looking forward to seeing that match though. And I don't know what they're gonna do this Saturday or Sunday to what they got, but the Edge versus Orton whole feud has just been fantastic, honestly. Just from especially the promo work from both Edge and Orton and what they've done in these past couple months. I know it's been some uncertainty and, due to what's going on right now, but like I said, the promo work has been great, and once again, Edge cut another great promo, especially for this Saturday or Sunday at WrestleMania, basically this weekend. So, another great promo from Edge. Asuka came out to face Kaden Carter, where she cut a promo, pretty much talk about Kaden Carter saying, "Who are you?" And she pretty much started yelling in Japanese. Next thing you know, she kind of walked up a little, and then Kaden Carter ended up drop kicking her. But but Asuka just won this match real fast, doing her hip attack and pretty much beat up Carter, put her into ankle lock, then a German suplex, and then she hit the Asuka lock for the win. And then she pretty much took the headset from the broadcast table and pretty much started talking in Japanese. Talked about Alexa Bliss and said easy peasy. What else did she say other than easy peasy? I just know she yelled in Japanese several times talking about Alexa, because now it's a tag team match. I don't even know, is Kairi Sane going to be on this show? Because we only seen Asuka this entire time, but like I said, we got to limit the amount of people. I don't really want to care about this tag match in general, against Bliss and Nikki Cross, but I would not be surprised if they lose the titles to them. But I don't know, man. Just kill the whole women's tag titles at this point. I don't really care. But Asuka, I don't understand very much Asuka is saying, but promo's still great though. Next, they played the entire. Well, before they did that, they showed something earlier today of Rhea Ripley arriving to the building. Next, you know, Charlotte did one kick on Ripley into the wall. And next, you know, referees had to break him up. And Charlotte said, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." And then Ripley got up and said, yeah, you will. So they did that. And then next thing you know, they played the entire Lesnar versus Mysterio match from Survivor Series and No Holds Barred. I actually liked that match, though, especially when Dominic got in the ring and everything went crazy. I actually believe Rey was going to win that title that night. If for a quick second there, I actually believe Rey Mysterio's going to win. You know, with Dominic, that got a big pop when they low blow Lesnar in the double 619, the frog splash. That was great. That's actually a match I did like, okay? I know they played 3 commercial breaks into that, but that's one match I really did enjoy during Survivor Series, okay? That match was actually really good. That's something I wanted to see than what they played earlier. I know it's a replay and it was a waste of time, but I did kind of go back just to look at that part. That's something I actually did enjoy during that time at WrestleMania, though. Not WrestleMania, at Survivor Series. But, hey, we got to eat up time one way or another until we get to the end of the show, because they pretty much went through the entire card for WrestleMania. And then we went to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, who were in the ring. Heyman was on the microphone. Pretty much talked about that this year is one of the most unique WrestleManias of our lifetimes, because this is the final segment on Raw going into WrestleMania. And you know, he went to the whole, it's too big for one night, that we live in the most unique time of our lifetimes. I wouldn't really call it unique right now. It's uncertainty, as everybody says, and I don't know what type of time, but it's not a unique time, I would say, we live in right now. It's more of a strange time, if I would say, or however you want to look at it. But Heyman pretty much went on it's the go-home segment of Raw and the Mania, and talked about Brock, of how he's always here, or that everybody's always after him, that the Conqueror is here to conquer, and he had respect for Drew McIntyre than some guy compared on the street or dumbass in the gym saying like, I could do that stuff. And he says, no, you can't. Drew McIntyre is special, okay? And pretty much he's compared to one of the most extraordinary roster in his history. And Heyman pretty much talked about people like The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Randy Couture, Shane Kerwin, John Cena, Undertaker. They were all special too, until they stood in front of Brock Lesnar and lost him, from The Rock losing the title, especially Brock on his first try, to Hogan, using the blood to wipe on him, destroying Cena, taking Undertaker's streak, several things. And Heyman said all were icons, and they stood above other icons, but they all ended up in the same thing. And they're not so goddamn special now. I don't know why they bleeped out goddamn. You can say dipshit on TV early in the night, but now you have to bleep out goddamn. I don't understand that. But they said they all were made to be Brock's bitch. And pretty much said that McIntyre doesn't have a market to promote, or just how special the Claymore kick is. And talked about all the finishers that tried to take out Brock, from an FU to knockout punches, to a rock bottom, to a leg drop, to a tombstone, to a choke slam, and none of them cannot still take down Lesnar. And that Lesnar knows what the Claymore kick is coming, and he's gonna have a strategy to come and avoid it at WrestleMania. And he says more than a spoiler, more than a prediction, but it's gonna be a guarantee that at the next go home next year for WrestleMania, it'll have Lesnar standing right there, being tall, standing tall with the belt over his shoulder, and that McIntyre will become like the other guys, special, and that Drew McIntyre will be nothing more than Brock's bitch. So, once again, another great promo for Paul Heyman as usual, and the go-home show for WrestleMania. Like I said, the best things I can talk about this show was just all the promos tonight. From Heyman to Edge to Kevin Owens to The Undertaker. All great promos tonight. Okay? So, that's all I can really say throughout most of this show. I know we only really got 2 matches on this show, really, and one was a squash match, and Montez nearly killed himself jumping out of the ring. It was actually a pretty decent 6-man, no. But, like I said before, most of this show was all promo mania, as I like to call it. Promo mania. It would have been good to hear Drew McIntyre, especially going to this title match before WrestleMania, but we just gotta wait till Mania. But I know I seen that commercial they had for him, wasn't training and everything, but we could have got at least a word from him, maybe via satellite. I don't know. But like I said, this was a tape show, but this is mostly the best thing I can say about Raw was just the promo work itself. At least it made you believe it was a go-home show before WrestleMania, and they pretty much left it all out there, put on their best stuff before Mania this weekend. Now, I do want to say a couple things of how WrestleMania is going to be reviewed. Basically, I may be doing the same thing like I did for Wrestle Kingdom. I would do a Night 1 review, and then the second night, I would do a Night 2 review. Now, I wanted to do one with my friend, but unfortunately, due to, like I said, the virus and the whole social distancing, I can't take any chances right now being around a lot of people. Then again, it's only 2 of us, but like I said, you can't really trust anybody right now. But we'll see if I do something for that, okay? I don't know what I'm going to do for these WrestleMania reviews. They get NXT TakeOver still technically going on also, so I got to review that also. So, it's going to be a Night 1 and Night 2 for WrestleMania. I'm going to watch this Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what's going to happen. I know a lot of matches are changed. We know Goldberg and Roman are changed. That's one of the biggest things to say that has changed. And several other matches. I don't know what to expect. I know this spans through a Saturday and Sunday. 2 things can come from this. A, this can actually turn out to be really good and prove a lot of people on the internet wrong that this may be one of the worst shows ever, or this can bomb and, just suck, okay? I don't know what to expect. And like I said, this is a tape show. I don't know any spoilers. I'm not going to look up any spoilers, okay? I am going to watch the show this Saturday and Sunday, alright? I am. How I do these reviews, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to have something going on into this, okay? But there's a lot of matches, and a lot of those have been changed, so I don't know what to expect. And, I said something today, especially when, when Roman was heard he's not going to be on the show. I said this, and I know the show's tape. If Vince looks at this show, and he knows this is shit, maybe he'll scrap the whole thing and we'll be done with it. But I don't think he's going to scrap it at all. So WrestleMania is still going to happen on Saturday and Sunday. So I know they're taking very great lengths to do this. And I know the restrictions is getting more and more heavy on people nowadays when it comes to this virus in whatever state you live in. Especially I know Florida's had a lot of more restrictions down there too. And I don't know if anything's going to be taped after this for Raw, especially after WrestleMania when this is all said and done. And I've said this before, I know it's not a really great idea to tape this show, especially doing a performance center without no crowd. I don't know what to expect for over the weekend. I know it's going to be something different, but I said this before, we don't know how long this is going to last, so I wouldn't mind if WrestleMania was postponed, but how long are we going to wait? So this is one of those, I don't know, I want to say take what you can get situations, but I don't know if those are the best words for it. Like I've said before in the past, WWE and AEW are the only ones in the ball game right now that are actually still going, okay? I don't know how more live WWE is right now, because I know a lot of these shows have been taped, but AEW is still live on TV. But like I said, they're the only 2 in the ball game right now as it's still going. So we'll see you. We will have a WrestleMania. I'm going to get that settled out somehow, so we'll see what happens. But other than that, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about Monday Night Raw tonight. Tell me what you thought about the go-home show before WrestleMania this weekend and what's going to go down. And tell me what you thought about a lot of promos tonight on these shows. But Other than that, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. We'll be back tomorrow night for an Impact review. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about Monday Night Raw tonight. So, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.